What's up, everyone? I'm John Kozak. I got Mike Mal with me here today. We're talking freestyle season and college guys coming off the season, going right into freestyle, and they are all ready to medal at the World Championships.
Look, it started in 2011 with Jordan Burroughs, and then it continued with Kyle Snyder, who was still in college when he won his first title. Jaden Cox bronzed at the Olympics while he was still in college. Dayton Fix last year took a silver medal home from Oslo. He's still in college, man. So here's the question. Which of your favorite NCAA athletes are ready to medal on the big stage in Serbia this year?
Deakin, if this is confirmed, and it is!
Vito, your winner. And Fix close to putting this on ice.
Take down Yanni Diaco!
All right, Kozak.
Yep.
NCAA guys medaling at the World Championships. Who are you looking at?
Yeah, right off the bat, I think clear pick is Ryan Deakin. If you go 70 kilograms.
Yeah, which is bananas to me, but
right.
Go ahead.
Yeah, because we've seen he's already beaten James Green,
Correct.
which is really hard to do.
What are they going to call? 1 second to go! 1 second to go!
Last year in the World Team Trials Finals, he was this close
Yes, he was.
in both matches of taking a match from James Green. And so, I look at him, nobody's sitting in Final X.
Right.
It's wide open. And he is a guy who just got the job done at NCAAs. And I see him, he has a great freestyle pedigree, junior world silver medalist. So I see Ryan Deakin being able to come on. Taking the spot from James Green is definitely one thing. But if he does, Worlds is wide open at 70 kilograms. He is a guy who can medal at Worlds this year.
Look,
sure.
I 100% agree with you. The interesting thing to me is just when you think about this kind of stuff, immediately your brain goes to, all right, well, who won an NCAA title? Well, what I want to talk about is maybe someone who didn't win an NCAA title, right? 125 pounds is so interesting to me because, first of all, it's an exact translation to 57 kilos, right? That's number one. Look at the guys that won it, top three this year. It was Nikki, okay, it was Vito, and it was Pat Glory, okay? And not in that order, I apologize, Princeton people. But here's the deal. We haven't even talked about Spencer Lee, who has an amazing pedigree in freestyle, right? Couple world championships at age group levels. Now, there's that. Nikki has a really good style to wrestle at an international level. But to me, by the way, Pat Glory made a U23 team last year, and he didn't medal, but man, he's right there too. To me, the guy to beat at 57, if it's not Thomas Gilman, okay, is Vito Arujau. And here's why. Okay, I think he wrestles such a fast pace. Now, I don't care what anyone watching this says, freestyle wrestling is a faster sport than folk style wrestling. It just is. It is a more impactful, more explosive sport. He is that type of an athlete, number one. Number two, the guy has freestyle funk, for lack of a better term, right? The guy finds a way to put you right across your back and winds up getting non-controlled exposure. He can kind of roll through on some transitional turns. The guy has a great pedigree in freestyle wrestling. I'm super excited to watch him at the trials this year.
Yeah, you look at him, you look at 57 kilograms. It might be tough with Gilman in the way because he's already sitting there, and we already saw him, what that looked like at trials.
But if he gets past Gilman,
if he gets past Gilman,
something tells me that he has a real better than average shot of medaling at the World Championships in Serbia.
Yeah, for sure. And everything from his pedigree kind of growing up with Vito is cadet world silver, that kind of thing, where you can totally see him, translating on the senior level for sure.
No question.
Another guy who had cadet world accolades, Greg Kerkvliet.
Yeah. He kind of gets overshadowed, doesn't he?
Gets overshadowed a little just because Gable's been there over the last few years, Mason Paris, and you got Gwiz. But Kerkvliet is a guy, first, heavyweight, no one's sitting in Final X, so he's gonna have that extra chance to just make it there. But on the world level, you have Aku, Petrashvili, Zare. So those guys are taking up 3 spots. But after that, it is really, when I say this, it is wide open for anyone.
Yes.
So Kerkvliet, I think he matches up okay with Gwiz. I think he's right there. And if he beat Mason Paris last year, we've seen Mason Paris beat Gwiz. If he's able to get through, Final X, I think I think Kerkvliet can medal at Worlds.
That's interesting, man. I respect that opinion, and
You don't agree with that?
it's just like, here's what it is. Gwiz has just big old paws and big old head to get through. For me, the sheer wideness of Gwiz is just going to promote, it's going to pose a major problem. Okay, now, that said though, I want to stay on the Penn State vein right now, okay? 65 kilos, while we know the obvious choice to talk about right now is Yianni Giacomo, right? That's the obvious choice because he medaled, or excuse me, he made the team last year, didn't medal. But for me, Nick Lee is a really, really interesting pick here. And not that I'm picking him to make the team, but just as a person that could medal at the Senior World Championships this year if he makes the team. Here's why I say that. There is so much freestyle in that kid's folk style that it's almost impossible not to have this kid wrestle freestyle, right? Like you look at him, I think it was Albert that he wrestled at the Southern Scuffle, and he goes 2 overs, wrap leg, and chuck it like it's 4, baby. So there are things like that that make me go, wait a second, this kid is really, really special. At the Olympic team trials, he forward Yianni. He jumped out to an 8-0 lead, and he wound up going, I don't know, what was it, like 17-8 or something like that? It was a barn burner shootout type of a match. And those are the type of matches that I think he's really going to excel at because he finds himself in these hip-to-hip positions and he's not afraid to go for 4. And I really love his chances there.
Yeah, I think Yianni, he's the obvious pick, but Nick Lee is just like this intriguing mystery in freestyle because we really only saw him at the Olympic trials.
Yes.
So it's like, what is he going to look like against that foreign field? What is he going to look like if he gets overseas?
Sure.
But he also kind of feels like Gilman bursting onto the scene in 2017, where it's just like, boom, he can, medal right away.
Gilman took a silver home in 17, and no one really expected him to even make the team that year, right? I mean, so look, point being, okay, that there are a multitude. We didn't even talk about really Yianni. We didn't talk about Dayton, RBY, right? So there are a multitude of college athletes that could absolutely make a big splash in Serbia this year. It just makes me really excited for the World Team Trials.
Yeah.